Welcome to the Ironworth Trading Show. This is not financial advice. I'm your host, Coach Price. This is for educational purposes only. So what's up? How y'all doing? Welcome in. If you're brand new here, let me tell you exactly what I do. I teach people from complete beginners to experienced traders how to understand and profit from the stock market, right? Short term, long term, day trading, swing trading, stock options, futures. How to read a chart, all of it. We break it down so everyone can understand it. So we had a lot happening this month already, right? I mean, from the beginning of the year till now, there has been a lot happening. But right now it's Sunday morning. The market ain't open yet, of course. And everything I'm about to break down for y'all is pretty much happening this week, starting tomorrow. So you're getting this information before it actually moves the market, before the news breaks, before the average person even knows what to look for. That is the advantage. All right, that's the advantage of being in this room. Y'all hit the follow button. Telly, what up? I'm glad you made it. Telly, I get up in the middle of the night like it's a new day. How y'all doing? Let me know in the chat right now if you're a complete beginner and have never bought a stock in your life. Let me know. Put a 2 in the chat if you've been investing or trading for a little while. And put a 3 in the chat if you already know about things like options and futures. I just want to see where everybody is so I can make sure nobody get left behind tonight. Or today, shall I say. None? Nobody? I'm going to wait. I'll wait. Also, while I'm yapping, I need y'all tapping. Come on now. We got to push the live out to a larger audience. I know it's early. I want to see who all out there. Okay, you a one. That's what's up. That's what's up. Thank you for answering. Tell you I love it. Now, this is what we're gonna cover tonight. We're gonna talk about what's happening in the market right now and why it is happening. All right, we're gonna look at what is coming this week and why every single day this week matters. I'm going to show you how to read a chart like a trader, and I'm gonna explain what options and futures are in plain English with no confusing words and all that extra shit. Like people try to make this more complicated than what it got to be, so you could think it. You don't have access to it. Again, we'll make sure we do this the right way. So, what city and state y'all listening from? Let me get that one. What city and state y'all listening from? Where y'all listening in from? Put my first futures entry on the 11th, made $48. Congratulations. Is it Alyssa? Yeah, congratulations. And keep up the good work, too. Keep up the good work. Hell yeah. This week, don't give it back to him now. But congratulations. Yeah. Don't give it back. Now, I'm going to start with the big picture. Let's see what we got. This is pretty much the whole story for right now. And it's actually a big part of what's going on in the market right now. Okay. So, February 28th of this year, the United States and Israel launched military strikes on Iran, right? Now, some of us thinking, what does a war in the Middle East have to do with my money? Let me connect that to y'all, right? I got to make this direct connection for you, right? You need to know. So, over in the Middle East, there is a narrow strip of water called the Strait of Hormuz. A lot of us never heard of this shit before in our lifetime, right? But here's what you need to know. Approximately 20% of all the oil in the world, All the oil in the entire world, we got about 20% of it that travels through one passage every day. So think of it like the world's main oil pipeline. Now you got Iran sitting right next to it. Right next to it. And right now, Iran is threatening to keep it blocked off. And they're using this as a weapon against the United States. It's the art of war, ladies and gentlemen. Big Man said Oxy donates to Trump's campaign. Whatever the fuck you talking about, Big Man. I don't know what you're talking about. Who? You said Oxy donates to Trump campaign. But what does that have to do with in relation to oil? Put me on. Put me on. What they got to do with oil? So what happens, y'all, when 20% of the world's oil supply gets disrupted? Oil prices explode. That's what we seen happen. And they did. So in just the first week of March, let's see what we got. That's right. Prices elevated. So just in the first week of March, oil went crazy. Let's see. Just based off this situation. Geopolitical war. That's right. This app go. Matter of fact, let's just look at it right. Yeah, there we go. All right, so oil went the fuck up. So yeah, it went up like 35%. This is the single biggest weekly oil price spike since oil futures trading began in 1983. And we have literally never seen oil move this fast or that fast in modern market history. So oil went from about $70 a barrel all the way up to over $100 a barrel. So gas prices at the pump went from under $3 to a national average to about $3.60. So some states already over $5 a gallon right now. And the whole chain reaction that hit the whole economy. Higher oil means higher gas. Higher gas means it's going to cost more for them to ship everything, right? $6 a gallon in this way in California. $6 a gallon of gas in Cali is crazy. Damn, Marina. Yeah. So, yeah. There's a chain reaction from it. What happens when we get higher gas prices? It costs more to ship everything. When it costs more to ship everything, the price of groceries goes up. You understand? When the price of groceries go up, I'm assuming the price of manufacturing went up. The price of running a business goes up. And when the costs go up for a business, their profits go down. When their profits go down, stock prices go down. That is the chain reaction. It's a butterfly effect. It's a butterfly effect. That is the connection between a war in the Middle East and the stocks on your phone or in your portfolio. That's right. Somebody got it. Who said, "Where's Waldo?" You get it, big man. Somebody got it. I be wondering who get it. Some people do get it, but they'll never say shit. But yeah, I miss Where's Waldo, man. Anyways, everybody drop a W if you understand what's going on so far from what I've told you. We got to understand, like, I want you to understand really what the stock market has done since this started, since this happened. Okay, Telly, that's what's up. You get it. You get it. Yeah, so the S&P 500, for those that don't know, that is the best overall measurement of the stock market that you pretty much gonna get. It tracks the 500 biggest companies in America, and it has fallen for 3 straight weeks. Okay, 3 straight weeks. We are currently sitting at the lowest levels of the entire year. The mark down is about 2.5% for 2026. And the fear index, we call it the VIX, the VIX, is sitting at 27. So anything above 20 means that the market is in a state of elevated fear and uncertainty. We don't know what the hell finna happen next. So right now we are well above that. And what I want to make sure y'all learn before when y'all leave this live or take this with you, this is something that a lot of beginners do not know, right? When the market go down, it does not go down evenly, right? So you got some sectors that get completely destroyed and then other sectors that actually go up during the whole process. Some shit zig this way, the other shit zig that way, right? So knowing which sectors move in which direction under different conditions is one of the most powerful edges that you can have as a trader, because when everything else going down over here, you ready over here, you protected over here. All right, so who is getting hurt right now? Is it the airline? No, it ain't no question to it. Airlines is getting smoked. Delta is down 7%. United is down 9%. American Airlines is down 10%. Why? Can anybody tell me why those three companies are down? And what do they got in common? I'm talking mainly to the rookies and beginners. Y'all need to answer these questions and engage with me. What does Delta, United, and American Airlines have in common, and why would all three of them be down over 5% right now? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Jet fuel comes from oil. When oil prices nearly doubles, their single biggest cost nearly doubles. That's how they spend the most on that. So yeah, they can't raise ticket prices fast enough to cover that shit. So they profits end up getting smoked, and guess what follows? The stocks. Yeah. So technology is getting hit too right now. You got a lot of AI stocks, software companies, all that shit. Everything that was hot at the beginning of the year, investors are selling it off because they worried that a slowing economy means that these companies going to spend less on technology. That's what they think. But who is winning right now? Who winning right now? Who in the stock market is winning? The energy companies, y'all. The fucking energy companies, the electric companies, they eating. Why? Why is the energy companies winning and everything else is getting smoked? Now wait. We got to make it make sense, ladies and gentlemen. I wonder if people gonna let this McDonald's situation blow over. Is it too late to get in on the energy war in Iran? Nah, it ain't even that. You want to hedge. You don't know what, Trump keep trying to push this shit to where it's over. He keep painting this picture like, oh, it's over. It'll be over in no time. They don't got shit left. They can't do this. They can't do that. But then the next week come and the war's still going on. So don't be fooled by shit that nobody say on the news. Just keep that in mind. And as far as being too late, like there is no fear of missing out. You never too late. Let me ask you a question. Do you think energy, well, ask me, let me see, let me re-ask that. Let me make sure I'm reading it right. Is it too late to get in on the energy war in Iran? I think people should be paying attention to energy, whether it's a war in Iran or not. Energy is so damn important. Come on now. Energy is important. Energy is important. It's imperative to AI, but it's important to you. So energy companies, we got Occidental Petroleum, Marathon Petroleum, EOG Resources. These stocks are hitting brand new 52-week highs while everything else is crashing. So imagine if you got all your money in everything but energy, right? You screwed. Because when oil is at $99 a barrel, you got oil companies that's printing a lot of money, y'all. Right? The energy sector. Pay attention to the energy sector. Look at the energy sector ETF or something. I watch that a lot, but that just hit its highest level since May of 2008. All right, write that down if y'all taking notes. I don't know what y'all got going on, but somebody says, finally, TikTok dropped me off somewhere nice. That's right, Dez. Hit the follow button so you don't miss another live stream. But nonetheless, this shit is important to pay attention to. In every single market condition, Dez, I'm going to talk to you since you just came in and you thanking TikTok algorithm for dropping you off and shit. Check it out. Every single energy company right now, you should pay attention to. I ain't saying buy them. I'm just like, watch them closely, right? But in every single market condition, whether it's a bull market or a bear market, whether it's a war or recession, somebody making money. All right? Somebody making money. Now, the question I want to ask y'all is, what y'all going to do? Is you going to barbecue or mildew? Do you know who is making money? And are you positioned on the side of the people that's making money? Put a W in the chat if you would like to be on that side. Yeah, who noticed that gas prices going up at the pump last week? Anybody notice that gas prices went up a little bit more than average? Okay. So yeah, this week we got tomorrow, Monday, March 16th, right? This is one of the biggest things that's happening during this week is the start of NVDA's GTC conference in San Jose, California. So a lot of people don't care about none of those little events with NVIDIA CEO, but I'll pay attention to all the little keynotes and whatnot. I'm clocking it. I'm clocking it. So NVIDIA got this conference coming out in San Jose. NVIDIA makes the most powerful computer chips in the world. That's right, in the world, Craig. The one that powers AI. They make the computer chips that power AI. Every major AI company, whether it's OpenAI, whether it's Google, Meta, Amazon, they all depend on NVIDIA's chips to run their AI systems. This is what makes this company so important. So NVIDIA's CEO is about to take the stage Monday, 11 a.m. Pacific time, in front of over 30,000 people from 190 different countries. He is expected to announce their next generation of AI chips and new technology partnerships that's going to be worth billions of dollars. Now, this is why us as traders need to care. I'm telling you now why we give a fuck. When dude talk, the CEO, Jensen, it does not just move the NVIDIA stock. It moves AMD. It moves the entire AI sector. It can move the NASDAQ in one direction or another in minutes. What do you mean? How do you get in, Berto? Rephrase that question. How you want exposure? You in the right place. You in the right place. You hit the follow button, Berto. You hit the link in my bio. You join the community. And don't be a fly on the wall. You got to have the power of execution. Right? Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. So it don't matter what you learn in this live stream if you're not going to apply it, right? So this is why we care about this, because if he says something and it can move the whole technology sector, I'm personally going to be watching every single word that come out of that keynote, because any major announcement is a potential trade catalyst this week. Do they have any good apps or webs to practice trading? Yeah, I use quite a few. You can download. You could paper trade on Thinkorswim. You can paper trade on Webull. Yeah, Webull I ain't want, don't quote me. It should be free. So yeah, this is when then we're gonna get to Wednesday. So what happening on Wednesday, March 18th? You want to pay attention to that too. Chat. Wednesday is the most important single trading day of the week. It's more important than Monday. So it's the most important single. It might be the most important trading day of the whole year because we got 3 massive market moving events are all happening on the same damn day. It actually might be a big ass nothing burger, but we're going to see. So at 8:30 Wednesday, we get the PPI report. For those that don't know what the fuck the PPI report is, that's the Producer Price Index. Okay? That still don't tell you shit. All right, listen. The PPI tells us how much it is costing companies to make and ship their products. That's it. Some of y'all own businesses. So imagine, let's say you own a delivery business. The PPI measures how much you are paying for gas, how much you paying for packaging, for everything you need to run your operation. All right, so with oil, prices so high right now, with oil being near $100 a barrel, that number is almost certainly going to come in hot. Meaning inflation at the business level is rising fast as hell. And if the PPI is higher than expected, when it dropped Wednesday morning, the market gonna do what? What do y'all think the market gonna do? I'm gonna let you know now. It's likely to sell off right at the open. So we got that coming Wednesday to look out for. But you also got the expectations of that before Wednesday that could be priced into options as well. So the puts could be a bit expensive. Now, at 2 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday, the Federal Reserve is going to announce their interest rate decision. Let me explain what the Feds is in the most simple terms. I know a lot of y'all don't give a fuck about the Feds or know who they is. So imagine the entire U.S. economy is a car, right? Imagine the whole economy is a whip. The Federal Reserve is a driver. Interest rates is the gas pedal and the brakes. When the rates are low, it's like pressing the gas. All right. So when the rates is high, it's hitting the brakes. Why? When you pressing the gas, because the rates is low, is borrowing is cheap. Businesses get to expand. People buy homes. The stocks go up. When the rates is high, it's like hitting the brakes. Borrowing gets expensive. Spending slows down. Inflation cools. And the Feds is the motherfucker that got control over hitting the brakes or hitting the gas on whether we go up or down as far as inflation. Well, they looking at inflation, but borrowing costs. So right now the Feds is sitting at the red light with 1 foot on the gas and 1 foot on the brake at the same time because inflation's still too high. They wondering whether they should keep the rates where they at or raise them. All right. They don't know what to do. They can't do both. They literally can't do both. Yeah, they can't do both. And that is the trap that they are stuck in right now. Nobody expects them to change rates on Wednesday, y'all. But yeah, let's be realistic. The probability of them holding steady is about 92%. So if everybody knows the answer already, why does this moment move the market so much? That's the question, right? But it's not about the decision. It's about what Jerome Powell say. Yeah, it's about what old Jerome and Rome say. That's what it's about. It's about what he say in his press conference starting at 2:30 p.m. Every word he chooses. I'm talking about if he say good evening versus how is everyone doing? That shit can be taken 2 different ways. They take codes based on what Jerome Powell said. I mean, I don't think I can put this in words. Somebody in the comment section help me out a bit. When Jerome Powell say something in a certain way, it's almost like a code word to people who are listening, and that lets them know when to buy or sell. I know it sounds fucking crazy, but this is historically been proven. When he say this, it mean that, and when he say that, it mean this. Now, exactly the codes, I know it mean nothing to tell you that, and I don't tell you what words to look out for. Yeah, Trump been doing it a lot, but pay attention to what they say and the reaction. And this is one of those things where you kind of want to pay attention to the trend, and it's gonna be your friend. Yeah, like follow the crowd. You in a big ass stadium and everybody start running one direction. I'm pretty sure something is chasing them on the other end, right? You gonna run the opposite direction as the whole stadium of people, right? So every word this guy chooses is gonna make sense, even his tone. Whether he sound more worried about inflation or more worried about a recession, his words are going to tell the market which problem the Fed thinks is more dangerous, and that tells traders, you and I, how to position for the weeks to come, for the next several weeks. And then the same day, after the market closed, Wednesday, Micron Technology reports their earnings. And for those that don't know who is Micron, they make memory chips. Let's talk about memory chips for a hot second. For a hot second. Right? Hold on for a second. Let's talk about memory. Because memory just took the fuck off so much. It's so expensive now. It's more expensive now for you to go and buy a hard drive than it was before this happened. You don't understand. I don't think y'all happened. You don't understand. I don't think y'all. His name is Jerome Powell. His name is Jerome Powell. But look though, can y'all believe that this is in a small amount of time? I don't think y'all y'all don't really understand what I'm saying. Like, memory has shot through the fucking roof. This is SanDisk. This is just SanDisk. But I know this has everything to do with AI and the technology boom that we in right now. So, and I don't know why we didn't catch it. Or some of us did. I know a lot of us didn't. It did not quite dawn on me like it should have. I should have woke up last year and been like, you know what? I should invest in memory, computer chip memory to be exact, computer memory. RAM is super important. Yeah. So we got to pay attention to this Wednesday. Micron, they make memory chips. The Micron make chips that kind of go inside AI servers and data centers, right? But they earnings report is basically a live read on whether AI companies are still spending big money or starting to pull back. So strong Micron numbers mean AI is still booming. Weak Micron guidance means the AI spending wave might be cooling off, and that's going to move the entire chip sector. Wednesday night going into Thursday morning. So we got 3 bombs in one day. March 18th, Wednesday. Make sure y'all got some of these levels mapped out on whatever you trading. I want all of y'all to have your levels mapped out before Wednesday morning. Don't be trying to figure it out in real time. That's how you're gonna blow your account. So then Thursday, copper sector for sure. So then Thursday, March 19th, we get 2 more pieces of the puzzle. We got jobless claims about to come out. And for those that don't know what that is, that's the weekly count of how many Americans just filed for unemployment for the first time. And then after that, after the close on Thursday, FedEx got earnings that they about to report. Now, I know FedEx might sound boring, but I watch it closely because FedEx is what traders call an economic barometer. When businesses are doing well, they shipping more products, they got more inventory, more packages. But when the economy started to crack, FedEx feel this shit before almost anyone else. So I watch FedEx. A bad FedEx earnings report is a yellow flag that says, hey, bro, the real economy that regular people live in right now, this shit's starting to slow down. That matters for every sector. Austin said stock market is about to crash so hard this week. We're going to see. Because you know what, Austin, too many times before, that motherfucker didn't do nothing but reverse. Fully reverse. Full V-shaped recovery has happened every time for the past 3-4 months. You get caught buying puts at this level and you'll get smoked. But actually, this is a good level to get them at. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, I think it might pump before it do that, though. Look at SMCI. Might be a good opportunity. I'll check it out, evacuation list. You know how I am, man. Y'all inbox me that shit too. Don't wait till I go live. Tell me that shit evacuation list. I would like to do due diligence and a whole study before I come on live, right? So tell me about it and I'll bring it up and I'll talk about it on the live. But we just got to pay attention because a bad FedEx report, like I said, this should matter for every sector. And then we got a wild card that runs all week. What is the wild card that's running all week? This bullshit. We got to deal with the Strait of Hormuz. We got to deal with this Iran situation every single day this week. Any headline about the Strait of Hormuz can instantly move oil prices and the entire stock market with it. If they talk about peace, like this shit finna be over, and they talking about they finna squash the beef, the oil prices could drop, the energy stocks could sell off, and everything else could rally hard as fuck. And next thing you know, SPY back at 690. If the conflict gets worse, or if oil gets closer to $130 a barrel, it's people at Wells Fargo that just said that is the level that could push America into a full recession. And so that is the headline risk that stay with us every single day this week that we got to pay attention to. We really do. So we're going to pay attention, y'all. For everybody, I had to go over everything that is pretty much happening this week. Somebody says, I've heard possible 150. Yeah. I wouldn't doubt if SPY ended up at 590 some point here in the near future. I also wouldn't be surprised if SPY ended up at 800 later on in the same year. Or by the time 2027 comes, SPY could be at 800, even though this shit crashing right now. But either way it goes, I want to teach y'all a valuable skill in trading. It's a simple skill that most of y'all already know how to do. Okay? Y'all already know how to read a chart. Some of y'all don't. But for the ones who don't, I like to talk to y'all for a minute. Which platform is this? That's Webull. That was Webull. All right, so a chart is not just a bunch of random lines and squiggles. It's a story, a complete record of everything that has happened with the stock. You get to know every time they were scared, every time they was greedy, every battle between buyers and sellers, all of it gets displayed visually. And once you know how to read it, the market start talking to you. It's calling me, man. It's calling me. It's calling me, man. Right? I want everyone right now. You can pull up your brokerage on your phones. I mean, if you're using your phone, then just write this down and do it later. Look for SPY. Type in SPY. Okay. Now, SPY is what we call an ETF, an exchange traded fund. It tracks the S&P 500, the 500 biggest companies in America. It's a folder of stocks instead of just trying to find one company in a haystack full of them. You trade a haystack full of them. So when people say the market went up today, they are almost always talking about SPY. This is what traded the most. This is one of the most traded things on the planet. So this is pretty much a Bible for a lot of traders. When SPY moves, everything else tends to follow. Okay? Where we at? Now, when y'all look at y'all chart, you're going to see a bunch of these candles. These right here, they're going to look like red and green candles. Little rectangular candles with lines sticking out the top and the bottom. These are called candlesticks. A candlestick is the single most important piece of information on any chart. Some of y'all use line charts. I'm not talking about whether you're using, Heikin-Ashi candlesticks. Right now, we just going off a candlestick chart. Okay, so each candle represents one period of time. It could be 1 minute. It could be 1 hour. It could be 1 day, 1 week. The fat part of the candlesticks, the body of the candlestick, right? That shows you where the price started during that time period and where it ended during that time period. If the candle is green, the price went up during that period. Buyers were in control. If the candle is red, the price went down. Sellers were in control. The thin lines sticking out of the top and the bottom of the candle, those are called wicks or shadows. They show you the highest and the lowest price that was touched during that period before it closed. Okay? Let me show you. Oh, I really don't have a photo. That's crazy. Let me see. Where we at? All right. That's actually hard to see. I want to make that bigger than that. Hold on. Let's make that easier to see. Sorry, y'all. All right, here we go. So if you pay attention, you will see that the red candlesticks open at the top and they close at the bottom. Okay, the green candlesticks open at the bottom and they close at the top. This is where it gets powerful, because when you start to look at a chart, you will see patterns. But I ain't gonna get there. Let me slow down. Let's look at candle number one, the red candlestick. The price opened at $100. Okay, let's say that we trade in a stock and it's at $100, and it opened at 9:30. The stock market opened that day, and immediately when it opened, it went up at first, but it didn't keep going up. It came down. So that created that wick. That created the top part of the red candlestick. It opened at $100. And it went as high as 101 at one point. And then it dropped all the way down to 94, which created the wick, the skinny part on the bottom. And it didn't keep going down. Eventually, it came back up to 95, and that's where it closed at, creating that candlestick. Okay? Example number two, go to look at the green candlestick. It opened at the bottom, and it went down first, which created the wick, and then the price shot all the way up, but it didn't keep going up. It came back down a little bit, and that created the close. So the candlesticks tell you a story, right? Once you start to pay attention to them, and when you see them on a chart, and they happen in it's a powerful part. When you zoom out, okay, you can look at hundreds of these candles together on a chart. You start to see patterns. And the patterns repeat themselves in the market, not because this shit is magic, but human psychology repeats itself. Okay, people respond to money the same way they always have, with fear, greed, hope, panic, all type of shit. So these emotions drive the prices, and they create the same patterns over and over again. And it's all in my head. I think about it over and over again. I can't. And it hurts so bad. That shit been stuck in my head since 5th grade. Now, the two most important things I look for on any chart is support and resistance. That's important. What support and resistance, you say? All right. Support is the price level where the market has fallen to and bounced back up from multiple times. We think of it like a floor. The price keeps getting to this level and it's bouncing off this level like a floor. Right? It's called support. Where we at? Kind of like Ethereum doing, right? Ethereum is hitting this level of support at, well, it ain't even really a level, it's a trend line, but it is a level of support, because every time the price hits this trend line, it don't want to go below it for real. It bounced right off of it. All right. So support and resistance is not hard to understand if you look at it like a ceiling and a floor. Okay. The resistance being the ceiling, support being the floor. You hit the link in the bio, Berto. You should go to my page, go to my main page and click on my link tree. And you should see a button that will get you straight into the community. Man, I need y'all in there. Yes, I do. It don't exist without y'all coming in there. Come on in. Enjoy it. That's what it's for. I built it. I built it for you. Yeah, hit the link in the bio. So look, support is at 302 at the bottom. That's the floor. That's the price. That's the level that the price came from before. It didn't. It came from that level. It went all the way up to 341, and it failed to go higher than that. The seller stepped in and said, "Not so fucking fast. Put them up." So then, yeah. So no, they stepped in right there, pushed the price down, right? And if you look at these squiggly lines in the middle, the blue line, the orange line, and the purple line, that's called an indicator. That's just an extra piece of information I got on the chart that's telling me the average price of this stock, right? This one, in this case, this is McDonald's that we're looking at. MCD, that's the ticker for McDonald's. So I've been tracking McDonald's since everybody been talking shit about their food finally, right? So McDonald's broke below that 9 EMA, and they treating the 50 EMA as a dynamic level of support, meaning every time the price gets to this orange line, it's bouncing off of it. So we want to see it break below that orange line before I take it to the purple one or the previous level of support. All of that shit gets confusing. I'm sorry for going there. I ain't mean to go there. Let's get back on topic. Let's slow down. Support and resistance. All right. So every time the price drops to support, the buyers step in and say, this is cheap enough. I'm buying. And then the price bounces up. The more times that level holds, the stronger that floor is. So if it keeps getting to this floor and it don't break below that floor and it go back up to the ceiling, when it get back to the floor, what is you going to do? Is you going to barbecue or mildew? Resistance is the opposite. That's the top. Right here on the chart is marked at 349. 341. Pardon the body. So we got 341, the top orange line. That's the resistance. This is a price level where the market has risen to, and then it struggled to break through this level, right? The price got all the way up to this level, and it struggled to get above that level. And it happened multiple times. So you think of it like a ceiling. Every time the price reached that level, the sellers come in and say, this is expensive enough, I'm selling, and the price gets pushed back down. Can somebody tell me what happened if you buy a put at resistance and it goes to support? What happens if you buy a put or press sell at resistance and it goes back down to support and you got to get in at resistance? I'm waiting. You got to let the people in the chat who don't know what happens. Y'all should be reading the comments from the people who knows what happens when you press sell or you buy a put at at resistance, and it goes all the way down to support. Nope, Berto. If you get in at the top, Berto, and you said it's going to go to the bottom and it go to the bottom, cha-ching. But how did you know it was going to go to the bottom, Berto? Because it hit the floor last time and it bounced off the floor and it went all the way up to the ceiling, Berto. And then when it hit the ceiling, it failed to break through the ceiling. It came back down to the floor. Okay. So that's support and resistance. That is how you knew what the price was going to do. That is how you knew what the price was going to do. It did it before. It hit this level before and it went up from there. It hit this level before and it went down from there. So you should pay attention to these levels. We call them key levels. We pay attention to every time it do that. SPY was doing it for a while. It was coming down to 675 and it'll go back up from there. It'll hit 675. It'll go back up from there. That third time it hit 675 and it went back up to 697 and it didn't break above 697, we got paid because we paid attention and we positioned ourselves and we got out at 675 because we knew that this was a level where the buyers was going to step back in. And guess what? They did. Pushed it back up over 690 and they failed to break it above 697 again. So guess what it did? It dropped back down to support again. This time, ladies and gentlemen, it broke below support. And when it breaks below support, you pay attention. You pay close attention. You want to see if the price is going to stay below support. We really want to see if it's going to break and retest that level of support, come back up, touch support, and not go back above it. So that means support now becomes resistance. Support can become resistance. Either way it go, the price either going to stay in this trend or it's going to break the trend. Either way it go, I know what to do. You know what to, hey, y'all, looking at. I know what to do from there, is all I'm saying. Because when the price breaks below it, like it did, it came back up, and it almost touched 675. It almost got back in that trend, but then it didn't. It broke and retested. It touched it, and it went down from there. That was a textbook trade. The break and retest is a textbook trade. Hold on. I don't think I got to zoom out. Sorry about that, y'all. Let me zoom. The break and retest is a textbook trade. Hold on. I don't think I got to zoom out. Sorry about that, y'all. Let me zoom out. Let me zoom out. All right, I think I got it. Let me see. Boom. Break and retest. When the price breaks through a significant level of resistance, or in SPY case, it was support, it broke below support. There's a potential trading opportunity that follows. After the break occurs, it's common for the price to retest the level which it has just broken before it continues to trend. It got to test the level it just broke. It has to test the level it just broke. Don't just see price go below support or resistance and think you know. Don't let price go below the floor and you think it's going to the basement. Sometimes it just take 2 steps into the basement and it run all the way to the attic. And yeah, you pretty much making money by you saying, hey, this stock finna go to the basement. This stock is finna go back upstairs to the ceiling. And because it went to the ceiling and then it went back down to the floor, and then it went to the ceiling, and then it went back down to the floor. So I want to make a lot of money, and I want to say it's going to go back up to the ceiling the next time it gets to the floor. But oops, it broke below the floor. All right, is it going to the basement? Let's see. I want it to go down 2-3 steps and then come back up like it's finna come back upstairs, change its mind, and go all the way downstairs. All right, I don't want to complicate things by using these childish ass analogies. I just want you to understand that sometimes the price is going from look at the top example. The resistance, support, resistance is at the top, support is at the bottom. Sometimes price goes from the resistance level, hits support, bounces off of it like a bouncy ball in the house, hitting the floor, hitting the ceiling. Come back up, hit the ceiling, it hit resistance, came back, hit support, came back up, hit resistance. And that third time it came down, it hit support, it broke out, which created the breakout candlestick. Look at the top example. Broke below support, made that breakout candlestick, but it didn't keep going down. See what happens when it breaks out, and a lot of rookies make this mistake. It'll break out, it'll break below resistance, or it'll break below support, sorry. So it'll break below support, and then they'll get happy and buy puts. And when it started to come back up towards support, all right, because now it's treating support like resistance. That's why it's called a retest candle. Look at the top example to the top right. It says retest candle with an arrow pointing at it, showing you that the price broke below support, came back up, and now it's treating support like resistance. Now the floor is the ceiling because you went into the basement and everybody walking above your head. Yeah, it's the floor to them. It's the ceiling to you. It was support. It's resistance now. And the same thing for if the price goes above resistance. On the bottom example, the price kept going up, hitting resistance, coming down, hitting support, coming up, hitting resistance, coming down, hitting support. But the third time it came up and it hit resistance, it broke above resistance. A lot of people bought calls. They got smoked because it came back down. They didn't wait on that confirmation. They didn't wait on it to come back down and hit that level of resistance, because now it's treating resistance like support, like it went through the attic, like it just jumped through the roof. Remember, it hit the ceiling, then it hit the floor, then the ceiling. Now imagine breaking through the ceiling and now you on the roof, right? So whoever in the house, it's the ceiling to them, but it's the floor to you because you on top of it now. That is how support can become resistance and resistance can become support. You know the retest is over when it retests it and fails to break back into the pattern that it was in before. Oh, it's a new trend now. Because this level it's like an imaginary floor. It's an imaginary floor. Sometimes it can consolidate. Sometimes it can go sideways. It's not always a guarantee. You looking for confirmation. You looking for confirmation. You don't want to just enter into anything. That's how people lose a lot of money, not knowing what the fuck they doing, right? So when the price approaches a strong support level, that is a potential buy opportunity, because historically that is where buyers step back in. When the price approaches a strong resistance level, that is a potential sell opportunity or a place to take profits if you already in a position where you was making money and it went up and now it hit resistance. It's time to get out. And here's the most important thing that I can tell y'all about these levels, right? So let's look at SPY again, because SPY sitting at some levels I want to pay attention to. SPY is sitting at a major support level as we speak. So the market has fallen 3 weeks in a row. Right now, you know, we in the 2026 lows. This is the lowest it has been in 2026. This is a level where historically the market has bounced. Now, does that mean that it's going to bounce this week? That's not a rhetorical question. I want to know, does that mean that it's going to bounce this week? I'll wait. No. Because nothing is guaranteed, especially in the markets, right? So the support could break. It could break. The support could break and we can go lower. We could see 650 on SPY. But it means that this is a high attention zone. It means everybody's paying attention to this level. You can see a lot of big moves happen whenever you get to a key level. It means opportunity in both directions. All right. Let me see. I'm having a bad to y'all. Good. Y'all still can hear me? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Somebody, hey, everybody, somebody in my chat ain't hit the follow button. What y'all got going on? Hit that follow button, nah. Hit the follow button. I gotta see you again. You got to run into me again. There we go, Trey. Appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, y'all don't be no strangers. No strangers. We don't, you know what I'm saying? We don't do that stranger shit. Hit the follow button, y'all. We family now. That's right. We family. Hit that follow button. I'm your big brother, your little brother, your big cousin, little cousin, nephew, uncle, whatever you want me to be. Just don't call me broke. New to trading. I want to learn. You in the right spot then, Silver. You in the right spot. All right. I don't think I get on here and I don't teach. I don't have that ability to get on here and not teach. This is what I do. All right, so check it out. How many of y'all already been looking at SPY and y'all see these support and resistance levels? And if you have, maybe you trade QQQ, IWM, either way it goes, mark support and resistance, mark key levels. That's y'all homework. Little terms. How? Do you know how? How did you do that? Lil Turns, can you tell me how it happened? Or are you going to repeat that process? You gonna do it again, Lil Turns, if you don't know how you did that? Somebody says, I'm new to this as well, just trying to tap in, trying to learn the basics. Well, you in the right spot. Yeah, Lil Turns, man, I could have saved you that. You understand? I could have saved you that heartache, but it's okay. We're gonna save it for you now. Don't ever do that again. That's all I'm gonna tell you. It's up to you whether you do it again or not, Lil Turns. You can prevent that. Only you can prevent forest fires. I'm serious though. A trade should either be a big win, a small win, a break even, or a small loss. A big loss is not a fucking option. It's not an option. I had a call in and the market was bearish. Okay, Lil Turns, but what about your stop loss? What about your stop loss? Yeah, Blackberry, I was one of them dares. I had dare shirts and shit, and Yeah. All type of shit. Dare, Smokey the Bear, etc. You didn't set one. Okay, so you gave the market $10,000. The market didn't take it from you, little turns. You gave them 10 bands. You would rather give the market $10,000 than to pay a mentor to teach you everything on how not to lose that shit. I don't understand that logic, and it'd be people running around here. Not you, little turns. I'm just saying. I did say you, but I'm talking shit. I'm just letting you know, because I'm a little flabbergasted you gave them $10,000. You didn't set a stop loss, meaning you didn't say, hey, if it gets to this level, I was wrong, and I'm going to get out the trade because I want to keep my money. I don't want to give it to the stock market. Okay? So everybody can learn a lesson from little turns and from this whole conversation. I've been trading for a month, and I made 13K last week. That's fine. But you gave it all back, little turn. See, I don't care how much you made. I say this every time I go live. How much do you lose every time you take a loss? Every time you take a loss, how much do you lose? It should be the same amount. That is discipline. And by the same amount, I mean a small amount. I'm getting off topic. Let me get back on topic, right? I just wanted to give y'all that. I hope that helps somebody in the chat. Okay? A lot of y'all trade options. Some of y'all trade futures. So we're going to talk about options and futures real quick, because that scare a lot of people away from trading, right? Options, because they don't understand theta or beta. Quiz. I've been green for 13 days straight and you gave back a big amount. It don't matter about the green. I keep telling you. I know somebody, you can be green for 30 days straight and then give it all back on one day because you ain't using a stop loss. All right, that's all I want. That's all I'm trying to say, little turns. I ain't trying to argue with you, but I will go back and forth with your ass on this live stream just because I care about y'all and I want to prove a point to the people that's listening. You see what I'm saying? But if it get out of hand, I just mute you or block you. You know what I'm saying? So if the conversation gets to the point where, it's out of hand, I just go ahead and end the conversation because I got a curriculum and I got a time, I got a certain amount of time I'm going to be on here giving this shit out. This is my free time, right? I don't sell my time. My time is not for sale. My services are. Now, we're going to explain options real quick so that everybody in the chat can really understand what's going on. If y'all ever wonder why, you thought it was complicated, it's because people like to make it complicated. Somebody says, I used to stop loss. When I did that, I lost money because I like to swing. Well, you just didn't do it right. So forget the stock market for a second. Let's talk about real estate for a hot second. So there's a house in your neighborhood, right? Right now, there's a house in your neighborhood that is worth about, let's say it's a house in your hood worth $300K. And you've been watching the neighborhood, and you genuinely believe that within the next 3 months, it's going to be worth $400,000 because the area is developing fast or whatever. They building a baseball stadium or some shit around the corner, whatever. So instead, you go to the homeowner and you say, hey, I want to make a deal. I'm going to pay you $5,000 right now for the right to buy this house at $300,000 anytime in the next 90 days, right? So the homeowner think about it and say, sure, $5,000 sound good. You just bought an option. Are we clear? Y'all with me? So stay with me. Stay with me. Y'all with me? Before I continue, stay with me. If you need me to say it again, I will. Okay, bet. So you bought an option. Now, 3 months go by. Two things could happen. First thing that happened is you was right. The neighborhood blow up. The house now worth $400,000, and you exercise your option and you get to buy it at the agreed price of $300,000, right? Then you immediately turn around and sell it for $400,000. You just made $100,000 minus the $5,000 that you paid for the option. That $5,000 that you paid was the premium. So your total profit is $95,000 on a $5,000 investment. That is a 19 times return. Scenario number 2. You was wrong. Okay, Telly bet. So you was wrong. That's the second scenario. You was wrong. The neighborhood did not develop. The house that you said was going to be worth $400,000, right? That was worth $300,000 at the time. That house is now went down in value to $250,000. And guess what happens? You just let the option expire. You walk away. The maximum loss that you had was $5,000 that you paid up front, that premium. That's it. You can never lose more than what you paid for that option. Okay? Unless you in a margin account and you borrowed the 5,000. Now you owe the 5,000 that you borrowed too. Now, that is exactly how the stock options work. TikTok is on bullshit. But yeah, y'all like the screen for me so TikTok won't get me out of here. Everybody got to like the screen. Everybody got to tap the screen so TikTok won't kick me off because I'm showing y'all images. It just literally popped up on my screen and said, I don't want y'all to like the live. TikTok do, so they can leave me the fuck alone. Thank you. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all for that. Now, do y'all understand options just off that explanation? Because that's how it works. You paying a smaller upfront amount, right? For the right, not the obligation. You got the right to buy that shit. You got the right to buy or sell a stock at a specific price by a specific date. And here's the beautiful part. You can make money when the stocks go up and you can make money when the stocks go down. Manny, a stop loss is me saying, okay, like right now, that's me saying, I bet you that this is going to go. I'm saying that I think SPY is going to go back to 670 by Friday. But if SPY goes to 660, I'm going to get out the trade. I'm wrong. It's not going where I thought it was going to go. I had $1,000 leveraged and I only lost $100. I walked away with $900. Or I had $10,000 leveraged and I walked away with $9,000. Or I walked away with $9,500 instead of me losing all of it. I took a small loss. See, the big losses, every big loss that y'all ever, any big loss you ever took, it came from you not accepting a small loss. Think about it. Think about it. That big loss that you took, you could have taken a small one if you had just accepted it as a loss early. You have to say, hey, this could get ugly. So I'm going to get out right now, every time before it get ugly, because getting ugly is not an option. When you think a stock is going to go up, you buy what is called a call option. Okay? Who remember them cord phones, the phones with the cords, not the cordless phones, the phones with the line, with the landlines. You had to pick the phone up to get on the phone. You had to pick the phone up. You had to call somebody. You call your friends up, right? And then when you done talking to them, you put the phone down. Call up, put down. My man, it's going to break down 660 going to 600, says Flipper. We going to see, Flipper. We wait for confirmation. We don't guess. So this is why I was able to make money during the market sell-off over the past 3 weeks. We've been eating in the chat. And a lot of people been watching their portfolios bleed. But it's the traders who understood put options, who've been profiting from this whole decline. You see what I'm saying? And you understand support and resistance, so you know where to get in at. Now, the market going down is not bad news when you know how to trade in both directions. So even for the people who trade in futures is different from options. And it really in many ways, but with an option, you got the right to buy or sell, right? But you do not have to. With a futures contract, you have an obligation. You are agreeing right now to buy or sell something at a specific price at a specific date. No choice involved, okay? Now, I trade the micros, MNQ. I trade MES, which is the micro SPY, the micro S&P. So this is what makes futures so powerful for day traders. They trade almost 24 hours a day. They open 5 days a week. Right now, at this moment, while we on this live, it ain't open. It'll be open later on, though. It'll be open later on today. And the stock market don't open till Monday, but the futures market gonna open up this evening. All right. So futures tell me the mood of the stock market before the stock market open. But literally, futures tell me the mood of the market in real time, around the clock. Brian says, I manage 40 million at my own firm, AMA. Congratulations, Brian. I'm proud of you. I'm pretty sure your mom and dad and grandmother and grandfather are proud of you too. You the architect of your family's legacy, man. I love to see people like that. Congratulations. You keep up the good work, man. Whoever this is, send this gold signals, you gotta go. You gotta go. That's the second time you put that in the chat. And ain't nobody paying you no attention. You're gonna put it in there again. You gotta go. All right. So everybody, let me know. Let me know if did this click for you. Put a W in the chat if it clicked for you. Like if you really understand what I'm saying. If not, I kind of want to make sure you get it too. It's just one of them things I do. I can't leave you behind. But if you get it, then good. Well, Brian, join the community, please. I'd love to have you there. Love to have experts. When I meet people who know more than me, Brian, I don't run from you motherfuckers, lovers, you fudge lovers. I don't run from you fudge lovers. Sorry, y'all. Potty mouth. You need to stop talking like that. Some people told me don't gotta stop cussing. They said that's what they follow me for. I'm like, you a crazy. Can you please explain more about futures? Yeah, I can, Big Sin. Big CGN. So futures is one of them things where you leveraging your money. Okay, you leveraging your money. You don't have to put, let's say one futures contract, and this hypothetically speaking, let's say it costs $20,000 for real for one contract, but they letting you buy that same contract for $200. So it's kind of like futures in the sense that you leveraging it, right? They letting you control a lot of money with a little bit of money. You understand? Somebody says, I listen to guys smarter than me. That's how I got rich. Be coachable. Precisely. Each one teach one. Yeah. Now, I mean, I can go over futures a little bit more for you. I will in a hot second, but I just want to make sure I cover everything, CJN, before I do that. So remind me, say, go back to futures, bro, before I get done, and I'll go back to futures. But I wanted to go over a few stocks. So I'm going to give you my watch list. Of course, number one on the watch list this week is NVDA. Well, you haven't, the only thing let me put this up real quick. Hold on. You know what, David Stevens, everyone in this live stream paid me. Everyone that's here, they paid. They paid. Oh, they paid. Everybody in the chat right now paid. They paid attention. Okay? Everybody in my live stream right now, they spent to be here. Okay? They spent to be here. They spent time and they paid attention. So if you have a problem doing that, David, you know what I mean? You know where to go. You feel me? Tried to pay attention and attention paid me. That's right. No, you're not here for free. Ain't shit in life for free. You're not here for free. I'm not doing this for free. I'm not doing this for fun. I'm doing this for something. It should serve a purpose. My free time is not on here just to be talking out the side of my neck. Y'all not here for free. You paying attention or you spending time. Even if you think you here for free, you spending time. So you here, so you spending time with me. Anyways, let me continue. NVIDIA is on the top of my list, y'all. NVDA. That's going to be one of the highest volume, highest volatility stocks this entire week because of that conference that's happening Monday through Thursday. Thank you for the gift. I'm glad you respect that, David. I'm gonna shut the fuck up now. Now that you done said that, I'm done arguing. You stuck a twig and shit and stirred it up when you did that, right? Now, again, NVIDIA is gonna be one of the things because if the CEO, if he announces a major AI breakthrough in the new chip technology, that's and that exceeds what everybody think he was gonna say, NVIDIA could move 5 to 8% in one session. Can you talk slower? I like that. What the hell you talking about, S? I'm a dance girl. If you like dancing, you can follow me. Thank you. What kind of people am I getting in the live stream? Where my moderators at, y'all? We got some sexy decoys in the chat. Who remember? Who anybody ever watched Maury? Who watched Maury? I remember the Maury Povich show. Remember they used to send the dudes in the back, and they had them sexy decoys back there talking to them, and then these idiots would fall for them girls back there. Like, come on, bro, you don't know that's a sexy decoy? That's what they used to call them. Maury said, we had one of our sexy decoys. I used to be like, this shit is diabolical. What kind of shit is this? Yeah, y'all, they in the chat. So any of my moderators, if y'all see some sexy, I got in trouble. TikTok just got me. TikTok got me. Let me shut up. Damn, y'all, I'm messing up the class. And that's why I like doing this in my Discord, because they be on bullshit. One of my favorite trading educators, but don't you sleep. Well, I'm gonna sleep when I'm dead, Don. I'm gonna sleep when I'm... You ain't even gonna sleep then. You're gonna have a lot of shit to be I'm gonna be trying to do some shit then. But yeah, life is short. I get about 4-5 hours of sleep a day. I probably take I sleep 4 hours at night, right? When I go to bed, I finally sleep about 4 hours, and then I take a nap throughout the middle of the day, and that nap gives me 2 days, and y'all got 1 day. So, and I'm up for the first half of the day. I take a nap at 12. When I get up, it's a whole new day. I got a whole nother day in the middle. I done made 2 days out of 24. I get so much shit done. I do government contracting. I'm a songwriter and an engineer, a producer. I sell life insurance and shit too on the side. Right? I'm here. I'm helping y'all. I run a Discord, 2 businesses, an author. I'm a father. Yeah, y'all, I do a lot. I'm trying to learn this. I'm new, but I'll be coming into the lives. Thank you. I appreciate it. Am I willing to what, Manny? What did I miss? Do you host Zoom meetings? Yes, I'm willing to, Manny. I don't do Zoom, but I'm willing to. I do Discord. You can come in, you can join that community, but I'm willing to do Zoom if that's what y'all want. S, I thought you was weird. You're not weird. You asked a valid question. 3 years of time. 3.5 years of time, S. And I done bought myself at least 5. I done bought myself at least 5 years. If I work, it's because I want to. I done bought myself time with the shit that I done learned. New and will keep coming. That's what's up. It's making 20K a month. Good for 17. Well, it depends on what you do with it, S. If you making 20K a month, but you spending 25K a month, well, said you're going to be in debt, a lot of debt real soon. And I know it's crazy, but it's people spending more money than what the fuck they got. Now, micron technology, that's another one. Micron technology, the ticker is MU. Let's pull it up on the chart. They got. Now, micron technology, that's another one. Micron technology, the ticker is MU. Let's pull it up on the chart real quick. Pull up MU. Where we at? Here we go. Micron technology. This is another one that's on my watch list. MU, yeah, they report earnings on Wednesday. So the same day that the Feds had a decision, it's going to be Wednesday, going to be volatile. All the way from the open all the way through after hours. And Micron is going to tell us what the AI demand look like on the ground right now. Right? So their guidance for next quarter is what I care about the most. How long do you think it will take a beginner to learn this? I follow directions good. You can learn it if you follow directions good. It ain't even about following. Well, I guess it is about following directions. It's about discipline. It's gonna be you versus you. Excuse me. It's gonna be your ability to accept the fact that you were wrong. Okay, because it's not about being right, and your ability to exercise the power of execution. Actually executing, right, what you learned, implementing what you learned. Stop loss, risk management at the top of the list. Don't nobody got to teach you shit if you learn risk management and then learn how to place a trade. You know how to put it. You know how to get in a trade. You know how to get in. All right, so you know how to get in a call. You know how to get in a put. You know how, now the next thing you need to learn how to do is sell a call and sell a put. And the only way you can do that is if you build capital, because you got to have enough money to buy 100 shares, or you got to have 100 shares to sell a contract. So you can't even worry about that until you start building capital, right? But my point is, which you should be doing anyways. People, and this is all for educational purposes only. I'm not telling y'all what to buy or sell tonight. I'm just giving you my point of view. I'm letting y'all ain't got to pick my brain. I'm giving it to you. It's spilling out, okay? Ain't no cap in my rap. All right, y'all feel free to challenge me. You know, ask questions. I don't mind. It's just the dumbass questions that I mind. It's people ask crazy questions. Like, show us how much money in your bank account. That's the craziest question I get when they come in here. I mean, you join the community. We show you how much we make and lose. We lose money too, but we don't take big losses. What would be risk management? Manny, risk management is when let's pretend you go to the casino and you only got $1,000. Are you going to put the whole 1,000 on one hand? You going to put a whole 1,000? Are you going to hit that slot machine and you got 1,000 put on it? So one time, if you swipe this shit one time, you risking it all. Matter of fact, are you going to put 500 in one hand, Manny? Hell no. That's risk management right there. That is risk management right there. You making sure you manage your risk. Shit, I ain't using it all. Right, most definitely not. I know. So really the key to it, man, is to use 1% of your trade of your account. You shouldn't be over leveraged, because if you lose, you could trade again. If y'all feel some type of way overtaking the loss, it's probably because you had too much on it. Too much dip on that chip. I had got a liquidity violation. Didn't know I was using unsettled funds. You on Webull or something? Yeah. So like if you hell, even in a cash account, you can't trade with unsettled funds. The only way you could trade with unsettled funds is in a margin account, right? With borrowed money, because you borrowing that shit. But you can only take a certain amount of trades in a margin account. If you don't have $25,000, you're going to get hit with the pattern day trading rule, which is where you can only take 3 day trades a week. You can take a lot of swing trades, but you can only take 3 day trades within a trading week if you in a margin account with under $25,000. Yeah, they got a good faith violation. I just explained that to one of my new students too. We was live trading last week, and she made some money off the first 2 trades, and we saw another opportunity. She wanted to go back in, and it's kind of hard explaining to her, like, hey, that money that you just used, you used all the money you have. She's working with a small account. You used all the money you had to make that money, so the money is kind of tied up right now. It's unsettled. You got to wait till the next trading day. I was losing, so I kept selling before it closed. I know that makes sense, Quiz, but that's called revenge trading. It kind of sounds like, hold on, I was losing, so I kept selling before it closed. Nah, I don't know. That could be taken as revenge trading. But yeah, either way it go, we know that MU is going to tell us what AI is looking like. And like I said, I care about the next quarter, not the past earnings. I don't really give a fuck about the past earnings numbers, but what they expect going forward, that's what I want to see. So strong guidance from this company is a green light for the whole AI, sector. Now, if they got weak guidance, that's a yellow flag. Somebody said earlier Oxy, and I'm sitting up here not even paying attention to the fact that that's Occidental Petroleum, but they were saying that they putting money in Trump pockets or some shit like that. But Oxy, that's the energy sector play. Oil sitting there $100 a barrel. Occidental is one of the most direct beneficiaries in the entire market. I just thought he was talking about a person or something with all the Trump hate. I don't be knowing who the fuck y'all talking about sometimes. But I didn't know he was talking about Occidental Petroleum. Duh. That stock already been hitting 52-week highs. Warren Buffett himself has been loading up shares through Berkshire Hathaway. I'll be seeing them pop up in the order books. But yeah, as long as the Strait of Hormuz remains disrupted, this name has fundamental tailwind. Oxy. OXY. So far, I told y'all NVDA on my watch list, MU on my watch list, and Oxy. OXY. Okay? My eye is on any pullbacks to support. Let me go ahead. Pullbacks to support. Let me go ahead and pull it. Pullbacks to support. Let me go ahead and pull it. All right. So obviously, I ain't going to be on too much longer. Hold on. It's my phone finna die. All right, but yeah, this is Oxy. This is Occidental Petroleum. Okay, pay attention to this. Like I said, they have 52-week highs. I'm looking for a pullback. I want them to come back down to at least $50. Maybe close that gap at $48. Okay, maybe that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for an entry. I'm looking for a chance to get back in this. You never chase a stock that has already run this hard. You wait for the dip. Are we clear? Let me see some W's to make sure y'all understand so far. I'm giving y'all my watch list. I'm not telling you what to buy. I'm just telling you what I'm looking at and how to speculate it. Okay. I know who paying attention in class and I know who not. Faye, you gonna get the replay. I apologize if you late. I know this is random as hell. I'll be going live at random times. That's why y'all gotta hit that notification bell. Cause you never know when I might come through because I don't run on no schedule. I want to come on at 11 o'clock every night. So look for me at 11. But if I ain't on at 11, just know it's gonna be one of them late night lives that lead up into 5, 6 a.m. Now we're gonna look at FedEx, and you gonna just know that you can always watch the replay on YouTube. I will put the replay on YouTube. You won't miss a beat. So hit the follow button and subscribe to me on YouTube. With that being said, I'm in Eastern, Phoebe, New York time. It's 5:37 a.m. right now where I'm at. Everybody tell me where y'all from, what city and state y'all in right now. You're welcome. So yeah, this is FedEx. They report, they got earnings coming out on Thursday after the bell, right? This is, like I said, I told y'all earlier, this one ain't about catching massive options. I ain't really caring about a option move. I'm more so reading the economy. We got Louisiana in the building, Alabama in the building. That's what's up. Miami, Florida. I'm going to message you regarding this. I'm just a bit lost. I'm from Louisiana. I got you. Manny, that's because we have to, it's hard for me to teach a lot of people at one time when everybody is on different learning levels, right? So it's easier for me to teach everybody individually because I get to learn you from a personal point of view and teach you at your level. You know what I mean? Or start you from ground zero. I have a ground zero masterclass that you might need to start out with just to get you caught up with all the basics and stuff like that. Okay. Or and just follow me and it'll eventually, you know what I'm saying, kick in. It'll eventually kick in. But if you want, I'll show you from ground zero, from the bottom, like you know absolutely nothing. Basically a preschool kindergarten version of this class. I'm not even able to do, I don't do advanced classes on TikTok. Those are strictly private. Just because of some of the stuff we talking about in there. All right. So yeah, FedEx. I'm watching FedEx because this helped. I told y'all this helped me read the economy. The shipment numbers. The shipment numbers and they forward guidance are going to tell us whether the economic slowdown is real or whether businesses is still operating at full capacity. If FedEx disappoint and they cut guidance, that is a warning signal that I'm personally going to pay. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take serious going into the following week. I get that. That's why I went on and asked you if you did Zoom. I need to view your YouTube. Okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah, Manny, I do. I got a Zoom, but I just don't do like Zoom meetings. I do all of my meetings on Discord, but I will do Zoom if that's the platform that you want to use. So yeah, and last, I'm using SPY. Of course, we paying attention to the S&P 500. and QQQ. These are going to be the absolute highest volume instruments in the entire market every single day this week. SPY tracks the S&P 500. QQQ track the NASDAQ 100. And then we got the VIX. Let me look at the VIX. Following FedEx is a great move. For sure, Big C. Where my truck drivers at? Where my truck drivers at? Where are the truck drivers? This the VIX. This is the VIX. The VIX is high as hell. VIX is at 27. So options premiums on both of these is going to be juicy this week. It's going to be real money to be made for any of the traders who know what they doing around these moments, these key catalyst moments, especially Wednesday. Now, but for my beginners, SPY is where you learn the market. You watch it every day. You study how it react to the news. There is no better teacher. Okay. Now, y'all, let me know in the chat what y'all gonna be watching. If you new, say you're gonna be learning this week, you're gonna be paying attention. See, you could be a learner and still be an investor. You don't have to know how to trade to be an investor. You need to actually be an investor first before you be a trader, because traders lose money that they can afford losing. What up, Juju? Juju, what's happening? Juju, what you trading this week? And we not losing no money, Juju. If we lose, it's going to be so small. We're going to laugh at the loss. It's going to be small, though. We'll brush it off like it's nothing. That's the mindset we have going into this week, that if we take a loss, it's going to be small because we're going to make sure of it. We're going to accept it as a small loss, and because we don't want no. The last thing we want is a 2% loss turning into a 10% loss. You feel me? The last thing we want is a 10% loss turning into a 30% loss, right? Or a 30% loss turning into a 75% loss, or you just losing it all. Hell no, it's not happening because we got control over that type of shit. So let's control what we can control. Somebody says Oracle been down, got a few gains from that. Yeah, the whole crypto play been lovely, but just know one day it's going to bottom out and we don't know when. So I'm looking at Ethereum. I just made a post about it. Maybe some of y'all came into the live based off that post, but yeah, Ethereum is looking real good to me right now. Y'all see this blue line on the bottom? In the past, when the price got on this line, it went up, and when it do come back down to this line, you know, it's treating it like it's really going up this hill. Overall, it's not going as low as it did before the previous year. So Ethereum is making higher lows on a larger time frame, of course. But yeah, I gave y'all my watch list. I gave y'all my mindset. Ain't nothing more important than understanding the technical shit first, right? Because you gotta be real with yourself, and you know what I'm saying. Be real with yourself. Don't lie to yourself. I think we a lot of times we follow people. It's like being a yes man. You know, I be watching a lot of y'all do some trauma bonding in these live streams, and you know, y'all letting people piss on y'all leg and tell you it's raining. Okay? I'm going to be real with you. What I'm about to say is more important than everything else I have taught you tonight. And I know that's crazy because I done taught y'all quite a bit. You can know every single thing about charts and options and futures, microeconomics, and still lose all your money in the market. Yeah. Y'all, people don't fail in trading because they unintelligent. They fail because of two emotions, fear or greed. That's it. Fear and greed. I'm going to show you exactly how each one destroy you as a trader. But I want you to recognize the patterns in yourself because they cost you real money. Okay, greed look like this. You get in a trade, right? How many of y'all you got in the trade, it started going your way, you up $400. You say, your plan was to take profit right there. But you say to yourself, let it ride. I want 800. So you hold it, and then the trade reverses. Now you are only up 100. You think it's going to come back, so you keep holding it, right? Because you think it's finna go back to 8. You think it's finna go back to at least 400. Now you at break even because it then took the $100 profits that you made. You still holding because now you want that $100 back. Now you down $300. And at that point, most people hold even harder because they cannot psychologically accept the loss. The trade eventually hit their stop loss if they got one, and they down $600. So greed turned what should have been $400 into a $600 loser. I done seen traders do this shit on the same setup 5 times in a row and still not recognize the pattern. I used to do it when I first started trading. It took me a minute. It took me my whole first year. The whole first year. And I was cheap. And I had to take those losses because I was cheap. I didn't want to pay a mentor. I didn't have a mentor. Time whooped my ass. Experience whooped my ass. And I lost a lot more money than I would have paying a mentor. But I want to say this. I do recommend y'all do it that way. Hell, I don't recommend you pay a mentor because experience is the best teacher. If I wanted your money, I would say, yeah, come to me. Don't lose money. Lose your money. Lose it. Hey, if you can lose it with paper money, use paper money, right? If you could paper trade and do that, but a lot of people don't like paper trading because their imagination don't take them that far. They like, look, that shit is not real money. I need to do this shit with real money. Okay, be my guest, right? Experience is the best teacher. Your ass gonna learn one way or another, or you gonna quit. That's that's all that's gonna happen. Now I told y'all what greed looked like, right? Fear. Let's say you study the setup. We didn't study together. Let's say you studied the setup. Everything on the chart line up perfectly. Okay. Your system say that this is a high probability trade, but your last 3 trades, they all lost money. So you shaking. You got PTSD. Post-trade stress disorder. So now you sitting on your hands. Okay, you got analysis paralysis, and you watch that trade go exactly where your analysis said it was gonna go, and it would have been your biggest winner of the week, but fear made you miss it. Fear made you miss it. Right? Another way you can view fear: you get in a trade, and it go up $100, and you hurry up and press sell because you want to get out the trade. Because you scared you're going to lose your $100 because you got PTSD. The trade go up and it would have made you $1,300, but you got out at $100 profit because you was scared. That's fear. So fear and greed can get you, excuse my French, ladies, fucked in this market. And then there's the most dangerous one of all, revenge trading. You take a loss and it hurts you so bad. It fuck with you so bad. So within minutes, you jump right back into another trade. Not because you see a setup, but because you want your money back right now. It's like you trying to grab the stock market by the collar. Using your money, though. Then that trade loses, too. So you take another, then another. And before you know it, you done traded 5 times in 1 hour. Why you going to bed, Faye? What I do? Hold on. You say something did I ignore something? I didn't even know I was greedy till I started trading. Said Juju. Man, I'm a little tight. I probably would have snatched it when it went to 100 for real. Okay. What I miss, Faye? Why you say you'll go to bed? But yeah, no revenge trading, right? No revenge trading. I'm telling you. Oh, take my loss and go to bed. No revenge. Yeah, for sure. That's the smartest thing to do. Just cut it. It's over with. You don't want to be the person that traded 5 times in 1 hour, broke every rule of their strategy, and then they didn't blow it up. They didn't blown up a week's worth of gains in one afternoon. They made money in one whole week, and then one afternoon they done fucked it all up. Now, this has happened to every single professional trader at some point. It happened to me. I'm not up here pretending that I haven't made these mistakes. I'm a Listen, I can make this mistake this week. Greed and fear, and I'm not exempt from greed or fear. I have to learn to control it. Live with it, really. So I'm up here because I learned from them, so you do not have to pay the same tuition that I paid. Understood? Do we understand and overstand? Drop a W in the chat if you picking up what I'm laying down. Hit the follow button if you new here. You don't want to lose me. I don't want to lose you. Hit the follow button. Can you tell me what platform this is? Yeah, Chelsea or Chell. Did I say your name right? I'm sorry if I screwed your name up, but this is Webull. 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 Webull need to pay me because I got a lot of people, you know, fucking with them. Auto correct, my bad. For sure. You're welcome. So again, what is the solution to everything I just named as far as fear and greed? I don't want to tell y'all that and not give you the solution. It's basically going to come down to you having 2 non-negotiable rules. If y'all will accept these 2 non-negotiable rules that I give y'all, because maybe y'all don't have rules, but I'm going to give you 2 rules that you can take with you tonight that'll make you a better trader. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? I'm waiting on the people who ain't hit follow yet to hit follow. That's what I'm waiting on. I'm being petty, y'all. Okay, Phoebe ready. I got you, Phoebe. 1 second. Let me wait on these people who ain't hit follow yet to hit follow. They said, fuck you, we ain't following shit. Nah, I ain't talking to you, Manny. Nah. The little voice in my head said, a hit dog or holler. Earlier, you talk about futures. Is that a separate platform from this? No, you can actually trade futures and stock options and crypto on Webull. I'm not sure about Forex. I think you got to use Owanda or some shit for that. Is it a wheel board? Q-bar, what you talking about? Is it a wheel board? What you talking about? I said Webull. What is a wheel board? I'm finna give y'all the rules. Here. Heard you over there rolling up. Maurice, mind your business. No, I'm not. Only thing I'm rolling up is the bullshit and throwing it into the trash can. We rolling up the bullshit and putting it into the trash can. Damn, Maurice. Nosy as hell. Maurice like that little kid that's at the door. Get your ass on somewhere. Go. I'm just playing, Maurice. I'm just bullshit, bro. All right, so look, the solution is this. Rule number 1. Every trade needs a plan before you enter it. That is a rule. Some of y'all like, oh, I already knew that, but your ass don't do that. You get what I'm saying? You feel me? It's a difference. It's a difference. Also, we finna take a commercial break real quick. And it starts now. Everybody stretch. Y'all need to stretch every day. Every day you need to stretch. I can't stress how important it is for you to stretch, okay? I'm about to get back to the lesson. But if y'all don't stretch, your ass gonna be hurting in the future. You're gonna wake up and feel all fucked up and shit. If you stretch, you're gonna be cool. I'm telling you now, just stretch. Oh, I don't care how old you are, young or old, you need to stretch. All right, now, back to the regular scheduled program. Make sure that every trade, you need to plan before you enter that trade. Before you click buy or sell, you need to know 3 things. Where am I getting in? Where the fuck am I taking profit if I'm right? And where the fuck am I getting out at if I'm wrong? All right, you write those numbers down. You do not move them because of emotions during the moment. This is what you predetermine. Oh, you in bed. I ain't telling you to stretch right now. I'm saying every day you gotta stretch. Every day. Stretch every day. Not I ain't saying right now. But yeah. Don't move these numbers once you come up with them. That's rule number 1. I'm gonna get in here. I'm gonna get out here if it go the right way, but I'm gonna get out here if it go the wrong way. Rule number 2. Yes, stop loss and take profit, digital fade. Hell, even your entry too, your entry level too. You want to have all this, excuse me, predetermined. I don't want to think about that in the middle of the trade. No. Somebody said something about me gambling. Where it says, seems like if you don't, you may be gambling. Yeah, precisely. And if you like to gamble, then take your ass to the casino or go buy some scratch offs. I think you got a better chance of gambling if you're going to actually gamble before you come to the stock market. It just might actually be just giving it away here if you don't know what you're doing here. So even though this is the cousin of gambling, it's not quite. You can have an edge in the market. You can't really have no edge in that casino. Now, the goal is to not be right. The goal, not that the goal is to not be right. The goal is not to be right. The goal is to protect your account. That's what I meant to say. The goal is to protect your account. The goal is not to try to be right. A trader with a 40% win rate who manages their losses properly will make more money than they gonna make more money over time than a trader with a 70% win rate who let their losers run. What indicator is that? That's the MACD. That is a MACD. There's only one indicator on this chart, and that's the MACD, the moving average convergence divergence, and that is the purple line. I think that's kind of hard to understand because there's other purple lines, but yeah, that's the squiggly purple line that's running through the vertical bars, the orange line that's running through the vertical bars, and the blue line. Here we go. This is a very important part right here too, y'all. Before I let y'all go, because it is getting early/late. You know, the early bird gets the worm, but we rarely get sleep. So, rule number 2: risk management. Risk management is not the boring part of trading. Risk management is trading. Okay, if you manage your risk the right way and make sure that you got the right risk to reward ratio, you could lose 74 times out of 100 and still make money. Okay? Yeah, I'll explain. So I know that math is, some people like, bro, that math ain't mathing. Well, let's pretend that you got a quarter and we flip this quarter and we're going to flip it 10 times. And every time it land on heads, you make $3. Every time it land on tails, you lose $1. You make $3 when it lands on heads. You lose $1 when it lands on tails. You flip it, it lands on tails 7 times in a row. Right? You lost $7. You flip it 3 more times. It lands on heads each time. So you only won three flips. You only won 3 trades. You lost 7 trades, but you made more money on those 3, and it wiped out the 7 losses. 3 winning trades can wipe out 7 losing trades. 1 winning trade can wipe out 9 losing trades. Only if you are losing a small amount and making more than what you're losing. Do y'all understand that? Put a W in the chat if y'all understand, or just tell me good night. Tell me good night if y'all understand, and we gonna pretty much we gonna wrap it up from there. Yeah. But just to give a quick recap, because I want to make sure everybody got that. Just to give a 5 a.m. where I'm at, for sure, an early bird. Yeah, no doubt. All right, so just to give a quick recap. Tonight we covered why the market is where it is right now, the Iran conflict, the Strait of Hormuz, the oil price spike, the chain reaction that flows from oil all the way to every stock in your portfolio. We broke down exactly what's coming this week. The NVDA keynote on Monday, the massive Wednesday with PPI in the morning. On Wednesday, Wednesday morning, the PPI, we talked about the Feds. That's going to happen on Wednesday at 2 p.m. and Micron having earnings that's going to tell us about AI. Then we learned how to read a candlestick chart. We talked about support and resistance, how to use them to identify setups. We broke down options using that house analogy, right? And we talked about calls and puts. We talked about futures. Now, here's your one action item coming out of tonight. I do not want you to open a brokerage account tomorrow and start trading real money if you knew. Don't do that. What you need to do is open a paper trading account. That means use fake money. Use fake money. Don't trade with real money yet. Practice. Practice. I want you to watch SPY every day this week. Find the support and resistance levels on the chart. Watch how SPY reacts to the PPI number Wednesday morning. Watch how it reacts when Jerome Powell speak at 2:30 p.m. Wednesday afternoon. Just observe, okay? You're going to learn more from 5 days of watching the market with these educated, let's call them seducated, right? With these seducated eyes from 5 months of trading blind. You're going to learn more from 5 days of watching the market after being in this live than you was from 5 months of trading blind. Overstanding has to come before the money comes. All right. Now, if you got real value out of today, out of this live stream, and I believe you did, I'm asking you to do 3 things. First, hit the follow button if you haven't already. OK, I do this regularly. In every live, I'm breaking down what is happening in the market real time before it moves. And share this live with somebody in your life who needs to learn about money and investing. You know somebody, send it to them. And I need y'all to drop in the comments, what was the single biggest thing that clicked for you tonight? And if you want to, tell me something that you would like to learn, and I'll try to do my best to talk about it in the next live stream. I'll do my best to talk about it in the next live stream. And shout out to everyone who was very active tonight. I appreciate you. Thank you for locking in. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for being real in the chat. This community that we building, I couldn't ask for more. Yes, but this is people who serious about overstanding and understanding money and taking control of their financial future. Okay, you learn. Okay, Blackberry. When to get in? Cool. Okay. What's up, y'all? What y'all learn? Some of y'all, I know y'all ain't fall asleep on me. Setting your loss. Okay, Blackberry, you learned a lot. Faye says I was late, but I always learn something valuable. New member to this tribe. Okay. I don't even think you knew, CJ, and I done seen you in here before, but if you say so, I think I done seen you in here before. But I might be tripping. The secure. Oh, you learned a lot, Blackberry. Okay. That's what's up. No revenge trading. All right, well, it's a lot of people in here and only a few people learn. That's all that matters to me. Quality over quantity. That's all that matters to me. So, again, the market opens tomorrow, Monday, 9:30 a.m. The futures market opens today, later on this evening. But this is Monday through Friday for the stock market. It does not wait for anyone. But from now on, you going to be ready. You going to understand what's happening and why. Right? Right? Stay locked in. I'll see y'all on the next one.